we take the second lesson in Office Suite in Education. The second lesson focuses on editing text in Microsoft Word. Before you print out your document, you need to be very sure that its content truly reflects what you want to put out there. You need to make sure that all mistakes are corrected and your presentation offers clarity that anyone who reads it would gain good understanding. To ensure that you are able to correct all mistakes in the text, you undertake a set of activities which all put together is referred to as editing. In this lesson, we will be looking at the meaning of editing. We will also identify and understand the Microsoft Word text editing tools, and most importantly, we will develop the skills in using these text editing tools. So what is editing? In simple terms, editing refers to altering the information in a document to truly reflect the views of the author. In other words, editing can be referred to as making changes to the content of a document. Now, the content in a document includes text, tables, images, shapes, hyperlinks, and other objects. Some of the editing tools in Microsoft Word which we will be learning in this lesson are the cut and paste for moving text, copy and paste for duplicating text, the spell and grammar checker for correcting spelling and grammar errors, autocorrect for the system to automatically correct mistakes, autocomplete for the system to complete words that you are trying to enter, find and replace for identifying and putting new words in their places, the thesaurus, which would be used for identifying synonyms and antonyms. We would also learn how to insert symbols which are not available on the keyboard. We will also look at the word count. We will, and so on and so forth. The first editing we will be learning today, which is not by itself a tool, is how we replace one text with another text. Let's say we type one text and we want to change that text to a new text altogether. What is the procedure? Step 1, you have to select the text. And then step 2, you type the new text there. So the moment you start typing, the selected text is deleted and is replaced with the new text that you are typing. Let us look at how to undertake this practically. So I type the students of Brecon College of Education are in school. If I want to replace this text, the entire text, what I will need to do is just to select the text and type the new text that I want there. So, okay, let's say I want to just replace this word. So instead of school, I'll type, instead of in school, I will type, you see I've selected, so at home. The moment I start typing, what was selected is deleted. So the students of Brecon College of Education are at home. If I want to delete the entire text, let's say I want to type something new there, I select the students are seriously partaking practically in MS Word tutorial. So that is how we replace text with new set of text. Let's move on. In the course of entering text, sometimes you may want to take text from its current place to another place, either in the same document or into another document. How do we move text from one place to another place? We have various options. Let us look at the first option. That is procedure 1. The first step would be to select the text to be moved. Step 2, click the cut button on the clipboard group. Step 3, go to the place you want to put the text. And step 4, click the paste button on the clipboard group. Let us look at how this is done. We are moving text. Let me insert some new text here. Alright. I want to move this text from this particular place to the last place to create a new, to this point to create a new paragraph here. How do I go about it? As the steps were given, step 1, you select the text. After selecting, you click cut. In this group, then you go to the location you want to reset the cut text. You click there and then you click paste at the same area. That is from the clipboard group. Now you notice the text is moved from this space here, which it was the first paragraph, and we have moved it for it to become the last paragraph. That is how we move text. One way of moving text. Another way of moving text would not be for you to use the buttons on the clipboard group, but you have to make use of the context menu. And the procedure is given to us as follows. Step 1. Select the text to be moved. Step 2. Right-click the selected text. Step 3. Click Cut on the context menu. Step 4. Go to where the text is to be placed. And step 5. Right-click there and click Paste on the context menu. Let us look at the procedure practically. I want to move this text to a new place. Following the second procedure, we select the text. After selecting, you right-click and this menu appears. This is known as the context menu. On the context menu, click Cut. Go to where you want to place the text that you have cut. So this is where I want to place the text. You right-click there and then you click Paste on the context menu. The moment you click Paste, the text is moved from its original place to the new place that you have chosen. Alternatively, you have your keyboard shortcuts. If you want to make use of your keyboard shortcuts, after selecting the text, you press Ctrl and X on your keyboard to cut the text. Then move the cursor to where you want to place the cut text. Then after moving the cursor there to making that place the insertion point, you press Ctrl and V on your keyboard to paste the text there. We are done with how we move text from one place to another. Let us look at how we copy text. In copying text, we make a duplicate of the text and then place the duplicate at another place, either in the same document or in another document. In other words, when we copy text, we make a replica, which means the original text is there. We make a replica of that text and we place that replica that we have made at the new place or at a place that we want, either within the document or in another document. Let us look at how we copy text in Microsoft Word. There are two main options and then the keyboard options. Let us look at the first option's procedure. Step 1. Select the text to be moved or to be edited. Select the text to be edited. Step 2. Click the copy button on the clipboard group. Step 3. Go to the place you want to put the copied text. Step 4. Click the paste button on the clipboard group. Let us have a demonstration. I want to copy this text, making a duplicate of it. Step 1 says you select the text. Step 2, you click copy from the clipboard group. Step 3, you go to where you want to put the duplicated text, and then finally you click paste from the clipboard group. Once you click paste, you have made a copy of the original text. So if we go up, we would see that our original text is still here and the duplicated text finds itself at where we wanted it to be. So the difference between moving text and copying text is that in moving text, we take the original text and put it at a new place, while in copying text, we make a replica of the original text. So the original text still remains at where it is, whilst we place the duplicated or replicated text at a place that we want. So that text finds itself in two places, within the same document or in a new document. Let us look at the second way or option for copying text. Step 1. Select the text to be moved. Step 2. Right-click the selected text. Step 3. Click Copy on the context menu. Step 4. Go to where the text is to be placed. And step 5. Right-click there and click Paste on the context menu. Let us have a demonstration. So I select the text as step 1. Step 2, I right click the selected text. Step 3, I click copy. Step 4, I go to where I want to place the copied text and then right click there. Finally, I click paste from the context menu. The text is copied. So this is our original text and this is our duplicate. Alternatively, after selecting the text, you can press Ctrl and C on your keyboard to cut. Then after moving to where you want to place the text, you can press Ctrl and V to paste the text there. I hope you are practicing along. Let us introduce ourselves to the undo and redo tools. When we want to undo, or should I say the purpose of the undo function or tool is that it enables us to return to the previous state of the document before a recent change was made. And the redo tool reapplies the changes that was made after the undo command was given. That is, it reapplies the changes that was made. So in other words, undo takes us to the previous state of the document and discards the changes that are made in the document. Whereas redo reapplies or brings back what was erased, the changes that were erased, it brings them back. To undo, you press Ctrl and Z on your keyboard, or you can click the undo button on the quick access toolbar. To redo, you press Ctrl and Y on your keyboard, or you click the redo button on the quick access toolbar. Let us have a demonstration. The college is in session. All students have been enrolled onto the online platforms. Currently, we are taking Office Suite lesson. The last change I made was the typing of currently we are taking Office Suite lesson. I don't want this content here anymore. Since I don't want it, then I will click this button called the undo button. Once I click undo, you notice that the last activity that I performed in the document is erased. If I click the redo button, you notice that the last activity that was erased through the undo process is brought back. So that is the purpose of the undo and redo tools. When we type a document, the beauty of using word processing on our computers is that it enables us to see our spelling errors and our grammatical errors as well. Usually, in Microsoft Word, when a word is spelled wrongly, a red zigzag line is placed under that word. If it is a wrong grammatical construction of sentence, then a green or a blue zigzag or wavy line is placed under that sentence or phrase. Whether it is green or blue depends on the version of the program you are using. We have two ways of correcting spelling and grammar errors. The first option is that we can use the context menu. The other option is to use the spelling and grammar dialog box, or in 2013 version, the spelling and grammar pane. Let us look at the procedure in using the context menu to correct wrong words spelled or wrong grammar constructions. To correct a wrongly spelled word, the procedure is quite simple. Step 1. You right-click the word with the red or green zigzag line under. Then step 2. Click the correct spelling or grammar construction suggested on the context menu. Using the context menu, let us have a demonstration. So we have some text here. You notice that some words have red zigzag or wavy lines under them. This means that they have been spelled wrongly. So to use your context menu, you right-click the word that has the wavy line under, and the context menu comes on your screen. Currently, we have only one suggested correct spelling of the word. In this case, it is unaccustomed. So let us click it from the context menu. And once we click, the correct spelling of the word replaces the wrong spelling. We have 14th century here. Let us right click 14th. On the context menu, you notice that we are given two suggestions. Are we trying to spell 14th as given to us here, or 14th? In this case, we want to type 14th, so we click 14th. Century. Let us right click. We are given 3 options here. So we are giving 3 suggestions. The one that seals the word we are trying to spell is what we will click on. In our case, it is the first one, so we'll click century. Let me see if this one will work. So the boy are in school. Oh, there should have been a green line under this. So a green line should have appeared under this one. Then I would have selected S. Okay, so that is how we correct spelling using the context menu. Let us look at how we correct spellings using the spelling and grammar tax pane, or you can simply say spelling and grammar pane. Now this serves as a better option. You notice that if, let's say, you have about hundreds of words wrongly spelled, it means you have to right click each one of them and choose the correct one, which would be quite tedious. But in Word, we have one place that can allow us to identify the words and then correct them at that particular point. And that is the spelling and grammar pane. What is the procedure for using this option? Step 1. Click the Review tab on the Tabs menu. Step 2. Click the Spelling and Grammar button on the Proofing group. Once you click that, the spelling pane appears. Step 3. Click the correct spelling of the word among the suggested words. Step 4. Click the Change or Change All button. If you click the Change button, it corrects only that particular instance of the word that is wrongly spelled. But if you click Change All, that option causes the computer to replace all the wrong spelling with the correct spelling at once. So if you have 10 wrong spellings of that particular word, at once the program corrects all of them at a go. But if you choose Change alone, it will only change that identified wrong spelling alone without replacing the others that are in there. So you have to go one after the other to change it as well. If the word in question is spelled right but is flagged as an error, either click the Ignore or Ignore All or Add button. Ignore. This will skip the word without changing it. Ignore All option. This will skip the word without changing it, and it will also skip all other instances of the word in the document. Add option. This adds the word to the dictionary, so it will never come up as an error again. Make sure the word is spelled correctly before choosing this option. Usually you ignore All or Add when the word is spelled correctly but it is flagged as wrong. For instance, our local names, Kofi Ama, Mawunyo, Mauto. All of them are local names which we usually spell correctly. But the developers developed the program for us in this particular case to use in English, and those are not English words. So they will be identified as what? As wrongly spelled words. So in that instances, you just ignore. Or if you like, you can add. So it becomes part of the lexicon of the dictionary on the computer. Then step 6, follow steps 4 and 5 to correct all the mistakes. Then step 7, on the message box that appears, click the OK button. This is quite a long process. Let us practicalize it. We have a number of wrongly spelled words here. So let us follow the steps. So step 1, click the Review tab. Step 2, click Spelling and Grammar button at the Proofing group. Here we have our spelling pane here. Now the first word that it identifies as wrongly spelled is selected, and the suggested words appear in this box, the suggestion box. Now in computing we use American English, but you know in Ghana we use British English as our official language. So you notice that color in the British language is spelled with a U. So it is correct. In that instance, you click Ignore All, so that anywhere color is spelled with a British word spelling will be ignored within the document. Then the next wrongly spelled word is identified. So what were we trying to spell? We thought, which is past tense of think. So we have thought here and we have taught here. We know it is this word. Therefore, we will click this thought and then click change. Once we click change, you notice the wrong spelling is gone and the correct spelling takes its place. The next wrong spelled word is disarrayed. You look in the suggestion box and disarrayed. The correct spelling is given to us here. So let us click change. Or if let's say we have typed disarrayed wrongly a number of times in the document, then let's choose change all, so that all of them are changed at a go. All the instances of the word are changed at a go. Now when I mention instances, I'm talking about the number of times that particular word has been entered in the document. So an instant is just one of the word that has been typed. Instances here we are looking at that same word which has been typed a number of times. Okay, let's look at this. You know Kofi Ansah. Ansah is a local name, a local word. So Once the local word and is unknown, it is flagged as wrong spelling. So we can either click ignore so that this particular instance of the name answer is ignored, or we can click ignore all so that wherever we have typed answer, that is the instances we have typed in the document, all of them will be ignored at once so that it will not be flagged as an error again. So let's choose ignore all, and so on. So you have seen how we correct mistakes. So let me correct them, and then let's move on. Okay, communicator, repeating is this one, so change. Ignore, Yesu Christo is local, so ignore. We have style, so style here, change. Building, this is what I was trying to type, so building, change. Or confo is a local word, so ignore. Kaku is a local word, ignore. Priestess, so this is supposed to be the correct spelling. Change or change all. Father is an abbreviation, so we can ignore. Alright, then once we've corrected all the mistakes, this message box will appear telling you that the spelling and grammar errors are being corrected. So this is the final point. When this message box appears, you just click OK and you are done. So that's how we correct our spelling and grammar errors. You notice this one is quite simple as compared to the other one, and less tedious. Alternatively, we can just also press F7 instead of going to the review tab and clicking the button. You can just press F7 on your keyboard. And when you press it, it will activate the spelling and grammar pane. Let's come to the auto correct tool. In the course of typing, you notice that you usually know the correct spelling of a word, but when you are typing, your fingers always type them wrongly. So in your mind, you have typed it correctly, but from your fingers, you type wrong. So it will be recognized as a wrong spelling. Now, what is the purpose of the autocorrect tool? The autocorrect tool or function is used to automatically change words that are wrongly spelled in the course of typing the document to their right spellings. So in this case, if you keep on typing that word wrongly, the autocorrect function will automatically replace the wrong spelling with the known right spelling. For instance, let us look at the procedure first, and then we will have an example. Okay, let's have an example. Somebody may type HTE, but probably he wanted to type the, which is THE. Now after typing, if I press the keyboard, the space bar key, you notice that the system has replaced the wrong spelling with the correct spelling. That is the autocorrect function. There are words that are identified by the program that people normally type wrongly. So once it identifies a word, then when the person types it wrongly, that wrong spelling will be replaced with the right spelling. But it is not all words that you type wrong that can be replaced. For instance, you saw them, some of them, in our earlier lesson, in our earlier sub point, that is correcting spelling and grammar mistakes. It didn't replace all of them. Usually I may type computer as computer. You notice that it didn't autocorrect, which means that this particular word is not added to the autocorrect word. So that if I want it to replace this wrong spelling with the right spelling, then I need to add that to the autocorrect tool or function. So that anytime I type it wrongly, the autocorrect feature or function or tool will get rid of the wrong spelling and put the right spelling in its place. How do we go about that? The procedure is given to us as follows. Step 1. Click the File tab. Step 2. Click Options on the File pane. Step 3. Click the Proofing button. Step 4. Click the Autocorrect Options button. Step 5. In the Replace box, type the wrong spelling of the word frequently typed. Step 6. In the Width box, type the correct spelling of the word. Step 7. Click the Add button. Step 8. Do same for all words that you frequently type wrongly. Step 9. Click the OK button to complete. Let us have a demonstration. What are the steps? Step 1. Click the File tab. So we are now at the Backstage view. Then click Options. And then you click Proofing. Then click Autocorrect Options button. Here, this is the Replace box. You type the wrong spelling that usually your fingers type. So you have computer here. The correct spelling should be computer. So you type that in the Width box. And then you click the Add button. If there are other words, so what other word can we add? Let's say feature. Let us put the right spelling. Feature here. So let's click the add button. Okay, so you can do same. When you are done, then you click OK. Click OK here as well. So let's type computer with the wrong spelling as we have here. Computer. Then after typing, you press the spacebar key. What do you notice? The wrong spelling is replaced with the right spelling. That is the autocorrect. Let me type feature here. I press the spacebar key. Then the right spelling appears. Remember, the autocorrect feature or function is used to automatically cause the computer to replace a word or to change a word with another word on its own the moment we type the wrong spelling. Let us take a break, about 30 to 40 minutes break, and then we shall continue.